So this is Ingrid from thinkingthis.com, and we will be flipping through my planner for 2024 in this video. This is the Common Planner A5, undated and also imperfect. I purchased this because it was the only thing left when I decided that I was going to move away from my bullet journal to a planner. And so there is the thickness. There's the pillowing at the bottom and the pillowing at the top. And so here we go. Okay, and here is the A5 Common Planner. This was the undated version, and this is what I've been using for 2024. And this is how chunky it's gotten from the beginning of the year until August. Okay. And here we are. No decoration here just because I never got around to it. And here I decided to do some time blocks with regard to bookkeeping and regard to my Thinking This business. And these are some Post-its about certain projects. I made an extra goal breakdown page with this page here, and there's also the one that's included in the planner. But I added an additional goal breakdown page, and I got this idea of doing it like this from Beth and Beyond. She made all of these things in Excel, I think it was Excel, and then cut them out and stuck them in. And that was an excellent idea, so I decided to use it. And I color coded each of the life categories and set daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, half year, 1 year, and someday goals. And the same thing for health, mental health, spirituality, personal growth, and recreation. And then here we have the quarterly pages. I didn't really get my bearings in January with this extra stuff. So like these, I wasn't clear on these goals in January, so I kind of didn't really write anything for January. And then February, a lot of big things were completed, so yay. That was the point of getting into a planner with less setup that I would have to do. And then I started using these trackers. Here we go again. This is quarter 2. Making more use out of the, I guess, I don't know. I'm calling it the future log, but I'm using it as a tracker, not a future log. Quarter 3, where we are firmly in quarter 3, and as I talked about in my bullet journal flip through, I use a different color marker for each day. And so here it's keeping track of when I use my stepper And if I see a rainbow, it shows me my consistency. It means I've done it every day, because every day it gets a different color. Quarter 3, same thing. Look at that stepper action. Look at that stepper action. Some days when I like didn't have the energy or whatever, I would do the treadmill. And so that's where some of these skips are in the next line. Okay, and quarter 4 has not been filled in. This is January. The way I set up my pages each month is based on a specific color of the rainbow. So it's that same rainbow theme situation throughout the whole book, which means a lot of decisions have been made for me. I know that the washi tapes I'm going to use are going to be this color, and I know that the markers are going to be this specific color and the stickers are going to be this specific color. So that lets me, if I get new information on a month that I haven't already planned, for instance here, I already know that September is going to be navy, and so I can start using navy even though I haven't created any theme page or chosen any of the washi tapes and stuff like that. So that's what eliminated a lot of decision making and what used to stall my planning in my bullet journal. So yeah, monthly pages, I would keep track of events and the moon, the lunar cycle, and you know, monthly tasks that I want to schedule each month, that I want to get done each month. That tends to go on this page. These are Fly Lady zones. I'm still trying to find a way to be more consistent with my domestic care tasks. So I'm putting in the Fly Lady zones, but I'm not really doing any zone cleaning. But eventually we'll get there. And August is baby blue, which is the month we're in now. Okay, and the weeklies, it's the same idea. I'm using the same color. So January was magenta, and all the weeklies are the same. This is mostly for time blocking and appointments, things that, you know, I definitely know have a specific time. And also slightly some future planning. Like I might add when I want to do something here, but it's mostly for keeping track of what I did do. So yeah, January is magenta. February is red. And so these pages are pretty much the same idea. I use a sticker and highlight whatever week it is, and washi tape, and I add a zone sticker to tell me what zone I'm in. And I might write down, like, this is homemade pizza that I made. I might put a sticker there if I remember. Sometimes I just do it and there's no decoration for it. And so yes, March was orange, and so of course all of the little details are orange. April was yellow or gold. And we did it again. Some, you know, events get noted here, but it's mostly in the monthlies. made pizza again. And here I actually did a lot of housework that day, so I was like, I need to commemorate that with a sticker. And May is green. So here I was doing a lot of bookkeeping, and this is what I mean by keeping track of what I actually did. I worked on bookkeeping from this time to this time, and it just made it easier to count task blocks, having isolated it on the hourly block. And here I'm keeping track of social media. You know, if you see it and you have judgment on it, keep it to yourself. I am not asking for your opinion. Okay, and June is like a mint seafoam color. And so same thing, we've got the same household monthly tasks down here. July is like a teal or turquoise. Well, probably more turquoise than teal. And yeah. So basically I try to set this up at the beginning of the week, and it helps me understand how much time do I have to work on projects and to-dos. And this yellow here, this is when I'm supposed to be cooking dinner. And orange is when these are homeschooling hours. Yeah, and baby blue for August. And so see, this is next week. And so today or tomorrow, I'll be coming in and adding my time block color coding. And so here we are, I'm writing appointments even though nothing's decorated. And this was a big hang up for me using a bullet journal. So I've eliminated that barrier to productivity for me. Okay, and then here we go. After the weeklies, we have the key for all the color coding, the key for the Fly Lady zones, the key that keeps track of my social media, and the key to how many steps I get in. So 5,000 steps is just a dot, 7,500 steps is a dot with a slash, and 10,000 steps is a dot with an X on it. And that's how I know at a glance how many steps I have taken. And this is an index page. And that's pretty straightforward. And as I said, each month has its own color. So once I determine the marker for that month, I can then color in the color where that month begins. And that's March, April. And then here we have collections. There's journal entries and Akashic records. Those are pretty much the only collections I really need. All the other topics that I talk about on a regular basis, I get by with threading. And I use this card to help me with threading. So this is an Archer and Olive notepad paper, and I use it to like blot gel pen and also the various topics that I'm threading in the bullet journal area of the planner, right? So this is helpful because sometimes I forget that I've already started this thread. So I want to go back and find where the previous occurrence of that topic was so that I can keep all the topics connected. Okay, and then, oops, I'm moving too much. Okay, and then this is my planning spread. So this keeps track of what type of planning tasks I want to be doing on a yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily basis. So I'll write here PM reflection, right? And I may not remember what all is supposed to be included in this PM reflection. And so I'll come back here and see, oh, this is everything I want to make sure that I do so that I can say the PM reflection happened. And the same thing for AM reflection, and my homeschool planner is included in here. And the goals planner is also included here. Okay, and so this is the ideal schedule. And this is also very helpful because even though a lot of the hours and the tasks are the same every single day, I forget when the ideal time to do something is when I'm setting up my weekly schedule. So I can come back here whenever I'm setting up the weekly and go, okay, I'm typically supposed to be doing this at this time. Okay, and these are purchases that I've made. These are questions to ask during divination, which is why I put a crystal skull sticker there. And this is my Cartomancy spread. And again, as the time draws nearer, I'll find whatever stamp color matches best and stamp in what the tarot card for that month was. I still haven't done July and August, but so I'm slightly behind. We're already on September. I mean, we're already supposed to be setting up September. Anyway, I love this. I'm gonna keep doing this. I do this once a year. And yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that. Okay, so this is level 10 life based on the Moxie Life questionnaire. So if you go to moxielife.com, they have I'm forgetting what it's called, but I'll be sure to link it in the description. But they basically have a series of questions that you ask for your life categories. And you answer those questions, then you add up the score, and then that gives you like a number for that life category. Well, you add up the score and then average it based on how many questions you have there. I believe there's 8 questions in the Moxie Life version. And so Moxie Life, I think, only has 8 categories, and I have 11. And so, or they have 10 categories or something like that, but whatever. I had added extra categories and developed my own questions for those extra categories. And so I do this assessment every quarter to see, you know, how these life categories are going. So this is journal entries being indexed again. So this is another collection because I ran out of space. I ran out of space over here for the journal entries, right? Because I had Akashic Records under here. So this space is still available for Akashic Records, but journal entries, I had to come to a new index page. And this is my tickler task page, and this is meant to be for getting things done, which I still don't have a handle on yet. But basically I have a file folder that contains these papers. And this is like, these are to-dos that don't necessarily have a deadline. And that if you put these papers away, you're gonna forget that you have to do this work. And so that's what this list is. And this is a getting things done workflow, processing and organizing, which again, it's in here, but I'm not really following these steps yet. I'm still not together with creating office hours for myself where I'm not specifically having to do something else, like office hours to sort through and file my things. And you know, I'm gonna work on the tickler folder today. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm still working that out. This is my page of reinforcers. So if they're mostly material items, I have to think about this. But if I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, right? If there's a lot of rainbows, right? Or a major milestone was achieved or a major project was completed, I want to come to this list and say, hey, is there anything here that I could get myself as a reward for, you know, completing that task or that project or achieving that goal. And so this is a list of stuff so that I can remember, because a lot of times when the money is available, I just end up getting whatever stationery came into the inbox. Whatever stationery company got there first and enticed me. And this reminds me, there are other things that I can get besides what I impulsively act on. And this index continues with April and May. And then here we get to, I guess, the true bullet journal section of the book, where we're writing journal entries, doing daily pages, and where I'm making my trackers. And I make the same trackers each month, and they are all decorated based on the theme of the month. So this is January. And so I'm very proud of this exercise here. It's the first time I developed a long streak with the exercise. And I said, I want to keep that going. But I did fall off February and March because I had a lot of stuff to do and I gave up exercise to get it done. Not recommended, but it's what I did. Anyway, so you can see that the exercise dropped off after January 24th. And so then I write, you know, I figure out what percentage of the time that I want to do it, did I do it. Some things I want to do every single day. Some things are based on other types of schedules. And so I divide the number of times I did it by the number of times I want to have done it. And that's how we get these percentages. These percentages also play into how I answer the questions on the questionnaire, because on I believe on most of them there's this thing is at this percentage, or at least the goals. This is a metric to know how close I am to achieving the goals that I have laid out here on these pages. So these are kid trackers. Any specific details about the kids, I put them here. And, you know, keeping track of stuff for 3 of my kids. This is a devotional page where I keep track of what I do for devotional practice. And then this is Silence, Dreams, and Visions. So silence is kind of like a meditation log, you know, what kind of meditation occurred, etc. Dreams, I'll put like the title of the dream here. Unless it's like a very short flash of a dream, then I'll just put that, and there may not be a corresponding entry that discusses the dream. It may just be that I had a flash of some kind. And then visions are like things that I see when I'm awake. So it could be, you know, in my mind's eye, or it could be that I physically see. A lot of times this is, I saw a bunny rabbit and I'll write that down, or this crossed my path and I'll write that down in the visions column. Okay, this tracker is for my cat. Each of these columns represent something that I want to keep track of for him. How often I wash or refill his water feeder, his fountain, what kind of snack he gets, what kind of food he got at the 3 times of day that he's fed, if he puked, if he had a hairball, all that stuff. This is my contact log, and this is where I have a list of people who I want to communicate with on a regular basis, and what kind of communication I had with them when I last talked to them, and if there was an event in their lives, then I'll write that down. This is reading, so I write down the title of the book, and I'll check off right here if it was an audiobook. And then this is where I write down what kind of work, what kind of writing I did. So if I wrote, was it a journal entry? Was it something else? If it was content, it gets a check under this star column. If it was a blog, it gets a check under the computer column. And this is a gratitude tracker. Sometimes I'm supposed to write it in every night and I forget sometimes. Okay, and so this is my fertility tracker. Well, my health and fertility tracker, because it keeps track of where my lunar cycle is, what symptoms my lunar cycle is producing, what if I'm using progesterone cream, etc. I'm marking it there. If I'm taking vitamins, I'm marking it. Personal hygiene is included in here. My water intake is included. And this is me keeping track of task blocks. Because with like really long-term projects that have a lot of time that you need to put into them, you sometimes may feel like you're not making any progress and you're not getting anything done because things are not finished. And so this helps me know, no, you've been spending a significant amount of time on this particular thing here, and you've been working hard even though it feels like you're not getting anywhere. And I really needed that for this bookkeeping project. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly flip through. These were daily pages, and I wasn't very efficient with the space here. Later, I start squeezing more things in once I saw, hey, you might run out of pages if you just take up such a big space. But there's not much decor here. It was just writing the date in the colored marker and then throwing in a sticker if I had one. So here is February. And February's theme was red. And so here we are with red. One thing I forgot to mention is that I sometimes will write the affirmation that I'm saying, and then if I say that same affirmation on different days, I'll just put another colored dot for the same, if I said that same affirmation on a different day. Okay, and this is January's monthly review. Nothing fancy, just a dot marker that matches for the question. And then if it was related to a specific area that gets its own color, then I would put that there next to it. Just various things. Again, the dailies don't get too fancy. It's usually stripes with whatever matching gel pen. And then even though I didn't do a March cover page, I just, once March 1st comes, I'm using March's color. And March's color is orange. I got these stickers, these March stickers, from Magical Crafting. And there's February's monthly review. And here's April. And so nothing changes. Every setup is the same except for whatever color is the decorative color. And again, here's the level 10 life chart for quarter 2. Or for the end of quarter 1, and then at the beginning of quarter 2, this is what exists. And now I start being more efficient with the space, where I'm doing a more Hobonichi style layout for the daily pages, where I have a short column for the to-dos and then a bigger column for journal entries. And there's May. May is green. And here's a new index page. September is gonna go in this section, and we'll see if the rest of the year will fit there or if I'll have to make another index page. And what will happen if I do is I'll just take this same washi tape, because in this book, the index has this washi tape on it. And this is June. June is like a mint seafoam. Once again, at the end of the quarter, we have the level 10 life. And I put these stickers here because I met my goal. I scored what I needed, what I had desired to score when I reviewed this the last time. And this is July. July is like turquoise. This is another purchase page. And once again, here we have August. And August's color is light blue or baby blue. Now, this planner is the undated version of the common planner, because by the time I decided last year that I was going to use a planner instead of a bullet journal, everything was sold out. So I couldn't buy a dated planner. So as I had to use undated, and then what I decided to do was stick all of the dates in all at the same time. And you can see me trying to do that in part 3 of my bullet journal, my video, which will be linked. But it's part 3 of my bullet journal series, which is a reflection on aesthetic planning. And so that's pretty much it. It's the same thing every time. New menstrual cycle starts, I start a new tracker, and I'll just skip ahead a few pages and stick it in somewhere. So for instance, even September is navy. My health tracker's already been started with navy. And here was a journal entry, and I knew I was going to want this half for a to-do list, and so that's where the to-do list is going next once this column is filled out. And that's it. This is how much we have left until the year ends. So it's 368 minus 339. So it's like 120 pages left. We'll see if I fit it all in here, because I don't want to limit my journaling because of pages. So I'll probably buy one of the small Hobonichi notebooks if I run out of space. This is the washi tape graveyard, and then here's the end of the book, and this is where my notebook cover just stained the heck out of the book. And so how is the book holding up? How is A5 holding up? Well, as you can see here, my book kind of bent it already. My traveler's notebook already bent it. Then we have some it's hard to show at this angle, so maybe I'll show it on a different angle. This is how the spine is doing, and the chunk on the bottom is thinner than the chunk at the top because, like I said, my version was undated. So all of these stickers I had to put in, and all of these stickers are at the top. There's no sticker that goes at the bottom under here. And so what has happened, in order for me to not have such a bulky pillow at the top, is I started putting the majority of my washi tape and stickers at the bottom, and just having stripes at the top, whereas at the bottom, that's where I'm putting the decoration, like you see here, where you're just getting a stripe at the top, and then the bottom gets the stickers. And that's how I'm that's how I'm dealing with the pillow at the top. So this to me means that in order for me to have full freedom with decorating, I need it to be dated already, so that any pillows occur because of me and not because of all the monthly stickers and stuff at the beginning of the book. But I'm really enjoying the planner. I'm gonna be doing this next year because I still have some very big long-term projects to do. And so I will be doing this again until those long-term projects are completed. And then maybe I can get back into a bullet journal full time because I do enjoy this. But I miss my very thick paper and I miss the paint markers and stuff. So I do look forward to when I can go back to a blank bullet journal again. But in the meantime, this is a very, very good compromise where I can still be very creative and still finish things and be productive.